I'm not sure who else. We've got a lot of scenery on the side with Trundle. He's part of the Alps as well. Cold stuck somewhere very dark, and Curse in the mountains somewhere. So enjoy the scenery, folks, because we've got two Moon people going up against a Forge God and someone who loves orbs. We're going into RNG and OMG, a game 2 that I'm hoping to remember, especially if RNG play like they did in game number 1. But can OMG find some success here and start this split off right? I don't want 2-2-0s. We only got 2 series a day now. We need to make it count. Let's go. Take us in as, okay, runes first. Lyric, your choice. What do you want to talk about?
Everything is pretty standard here coming into the Rift. The thing we really want to look out for in the early game is, once again, is Hacker going to look for another early mid gank, use that pillar, try to blow Xiaohu's flash.
Okay.
In early levels, Trundle does win out in the 1v1 against Lee Sin because of the press attack plus the Q. Lee Sin starts coming online in that matchup at the level 6 point where, again, his ultimate is a lot more, offensive than Trundle's in that straight up 1v1, so all about the mid-jungle early game.
Okay, mid-jungle focus there, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 2 TPs in the mid as well about getting back to lane. Also note that standard heal with exhaust/ignite in that bottom lane. No cleansers coming through from either team. So the double TP on the cards. Interesting. Hello, sir. You're laughing at me. What's wrong?
No, I just like how I described Lee Sin's ultimate as offensive and not that it's better used offensively.
Okay. I mean, you're right, though, aren't you?
I don't know. Lee Sin's ult offends me quite a lot.
Does it? Are you into the Lee Sinning or not?
I am, actually. I love Lee Sin. Give me the early game, need to win by 15-minute champions, which Lee Sin actually scales, fine, I think. I think the peel he presents with his ultimate is fine going into mid-late game. He's not a champion like Rek'Sai or Elise, which really, after 20 minutes, does nothing. But even those champions, I'm a big fan of.
You're definitely not the budget LS, are you? We're going to call you something else at this point. I want to note while we're having that chat there that Xiaohu actually out-traded Icon so damn easily. Hits level 2 first, has lane dominance. I know you're about to tell me that Syndra in this lane has a great time.
Of course, it's a range champion against a melee champion. Quite easy in especially levels 1 and 2 before Diana just hit that level 3 mark where maybe you can start thinking about trading, but it's not until level 6 not until you start hitting those item break points. But mid-jungle 2v2 hysterics.
You wanted to see the pillar here to burn the flash from Xiaohu. Level 3 on Hacker with double buffs, and Xiaohu's in a precarious position. That flash with the pillar, is it going to be burnt? Well, it needs to be. Even with a good scat of the week, no. Holds on, phase rush comes in handy.
Exactly. Beautiful, beautiful scatter of the week coming out from Xiaohu, proccing the phase rush, able to get out of there easily. OMG hoping they could find a bit more, but not able to yet. And RNG are actually fine taking these very early levels a bit slow, and then once we start seeing the ultimates come out is when we do have all that kill pressure.
Setting up for the bullet time again, unleashed power, of course Ornn as well. Get some levels there, and with those early couple of items, RNG's ability to skyrocket from there. Also want to point out that new here on the Ornn, very different dynamic coming into game number 2, but still the teamfight presence.
This is also the game where we learn what type of player new is. Wait, I will slow down a bit.
Good time to pause here. Cold sends out the death sentence. Ming goes in for the re-engage. Good play away, but now Cold's locked on down. A bit of damage going through. Sonic Wave into Resonating Strike. The flush away from Cold. Safeguard away, but Hacker with a great pillar. Ming now caught out on a bit of an island. SMLZ has Graviton, but not feeling confident. Xiaohu walking on in. A great depth charge once again. The Sonic Wave and the scat of the week over the wall. First blood, well deserved. As TP's coming through for OMG, but is it too late? 4 versus 1 as Icon jumps on in. He doesn't have ulti, and he doesn't have a prayer and hope here as RNG pick up yet another kill. A 2-for-1, winning out.
The thing that I love about that play is how RNG plays on their limits so perfectly. The second that Xiaohu was in range for the scat of the week was when Ming and Xiaolongbao turned back in. Pick up 2 kills, looking great for the side of RNG. Again,
that coordination that we really highlighted and harped on here in game number 1, now translating over into this game as well.
Where was this in spring?
Very, very true. Ready to look at it again because Ming started this one off.
And again, it's perfectly timed with when Xiaohu arrives. Hits the scout of the week, hits absolutely everything. Beautiful coordination coming out from the team. Icon now left in a really awkward position. Hacker way too low to go in. Cold doesn't provide anything at this point. He's no mana, half HP.
If that play happens 2 minutes later when Icon has ult, I feel like that could be a very different turn of events.
Agreed. But Going back up to what we were talking about before, I was going to say this game is where we see what kind of top laner New is.
Yeah.
Is he all about himself? Is he going to go for something like the Bramble Vest? Or is he a team player? You know, one of those disgusting team players that goes for a Sunfire cape.
Disgusting.
This is the LPL. We want to see the 1v1s.
Dude, if with that logic, we want to see a Doran's Blade on yet again. No, we definitely don't.
I'll always remember that day, IG Sunni. And that day comes next week as well.
That's true. One Fong won't forget that. That was a crazy the Shy On game. He has also had some bad ones though. I think at this point, coming into summer, we're talking about new top laners, and especially new in this game. We're talking about top laners taking over the mantle, right? Because the Shy had a horrible split as... Xiao going to be trading here. I'm going to pause. The Shy had a crappy split last split, so we've got some new top laners to look at as Curse going to get traded here, and in a pretty comfortable position now hitting level 6.
New doing a great job, and look at your mini-map. We see Xiaohu and Xiaolongbao heading up, so Curse is going to get dove.
What kind of top laner is he? Flashes away. Really nice from Curse there, but now with no ultimate, it's going to be Dominus time. 1 versus 3 underneath the turret. The knockup comes through really nice. Coordination as simple as that.
That was absolutely beautiful coming out from RNG. Doesn't matter that they didn't have the wave, still executing perfectly. And now we see it's OMG's turn to make a play on the bottom half of the map, knowing that all of RNG's members went topside. And RNG, shot calling still just very pristine, knowing, hey, we got to back off for now. They can take a few plates. We got to wait for Xiaohu to assert his dominance back in the mid lane. Then we can walk forward.
So it's 1 turret at the cost of the kill, plus a bit of pushing in that top side. Well worth for RNG. OMG now behind about 700 gold here at the 6-minute mark. But remember, they did pick up the Cloud Dragon earlier. There's an Infernal next on the horizon, so still for OMG. We're not counting them out just yet.
No, OMG still do have a lot of scaling in their composition. There's still a chance. But going back to talking about RNG, let's remember that the question was never individual skill on this roster. Even with us criticizing RNG last week, fans criticizing RNG, it's that when you talk about RNG, you expect them to not only be an LPL contender, but a world contender. So when they fall short of that, when Xiaohu's, you know, kind of inting some games, when Xiaolongbao is not performing so well in some games, when Ming not having a good split, it's very fair to criticize them on not being a top 2 team.
That's right. It's not about just making playoffs, it's going further. Well said here. As Pillar's going to come through, and OMG, it's now their expectation as the Moonfall's on top of Ming. He's got Aftershock though, but doesn't survive long enough. Xiaolongbao makes his way to the bottom side. Sonic Wave connects. But look, Xiaohu's not here just yet. RNG are outnumbered, outmanned, and SMLZ has so many chakrams to start hitting this turret.
OMG knowing, hey, we need to sacrifice somewhere, so we're going to sacrifice some waves in mid, make this play bot, get our Aphelios rolling, and, you know, good by them to find an avenue into this game.
3 turret plates taken down in the bottom side. SMLZ, he died earlier on, but now he's got that CS lead. Now he has so much gold. Good to see OMG with a bit of a better early game. Hello.
Look at those items.
On who?
New has
the Bramble
a Bramble Vest. New is welcomed in the LPL.
You didn't want to see the Sunfire cape.
I'm fine with the Sunfire. You know, and even objectively, the Sunfire cape might be the better choice, but...
As long as you don't like the Frozen Fist on him, do you?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But I like seeing players have the confidence to say, this player's not better than me, I need to show him.
That's what you want out of a top laner in the LPL, the region that has the best top laners in the world.
I think that's a pretty fair discussion where it's kind of funny where for a long time, top laners were probably the biggest weakness of the LPL for a long time.
True.
You look at our top laners this year, you know, okay, the Shy has had a bad few months, but he's still the Shy. 369 looks great.
New apparently still new. Do you have kill pressure here? Probably not, but Curse is going to have to pay his respects.
They also do see that Hacker was heading up and Icon wasn't too far behind.
Hacker's actually going to get caught out here. Scatter the Weak is there. It lands eventually as well. Remember, Unleash Power over the wall, followed through. Xiaolongbao gets a kick. And again, Trundle screams as he falls in terror.
Those ultimates were the breaking point we talked about where RNG can start looking to make these super aggressive moves, and we see what happens. Again, Lee Sin's Dragon Rage into that Unleashed Power from Syndra. You just got no chance.
One thing leads to another into the Rift Herald as well, right? And even though Gold's even at this point, RNG still holding control in this game. When we talked about their condition being very much about, okay, get to those ultimates and then start speeding up the game. Well, they've done that yet again. Xiaolongbao and Xiaohu were testament to that. Now with this Herald, the potential to give that Syndra or Ornn a bit more in this lane is there. Is this going to be in time? Well, flashing forward. Get the Herald. Shell on Bout, he's going to safeguard away. Flashes over the wall. Curse is here, slice and dice. Big shutdown. Nicely done from OMG to challenge.
Amazing from OMG, and especially from Icon, because I was just about to talk about how the Dianas... Is anything going to happen?
I think we got a Dominus into a clapping from New, but he has to back away.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, nothing's going to happen. But, so Diana's in first split didn't really do much. They would try to scale up, they'd fall behind in lane, and then jump into the team fight and pretty much get exploded. Good to see Icon take some initiative, start that pick for Curse to, you know, pick up, and now hopefully be able to start finding more advantages in taking this turret.
Giving something over to Curse, who has made his debut here in the 2020 Summer Split. We saw Alio's game 1.
OMG are up 900 gold, and that's because we see that, look at turret plates across the map. OMG have 2 in the top side, they have 3 in the bot side. RNG picked up none.
That's right.
So when it comes to just farming up, scaling up, getting to your item breakpoints, OMG's pretty happy right now.
Good control shown here from OMG, because this time in the other game it was that fight down the bottom side towards Dragon that threw away any kind of hope that OMG were going to have to get to a similar point, right? So at this point, confidence play here from OMG. We've got an Infernal on the Rift, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. That's their second Dragon of the game. And you can see right now that Hacker and Cold have moved on down. The wave cleared by Icon, who, if he needs to back away, has the teleport available, but looking to contest.
OMG do not have TP on Curse, so RNG realistically...
Oh, hang on. Solo kill time. SMLZ wants to do it, and you know what? A lot of shurikens yet again, but it will just force Betty away in the face of a Dragon fight.
Still, New is the one that has TP advantage, but if New leaves his top lane...
He doesn't want to leave it because he's got Call the Forge, got onto Curse, wants the solo kill! Dominus on O! New has just shown up big here as OMG going to start the fight in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Mink caught on out here. Aftershock yet again, but going golden. I don't think there's enough damage. And Mink flashing away. Won't get followed up by Icon as Unleashed Power is there. He gets 2-man Moonfall, but kicked on back. Really nice Scat of the Week combo from RNG. They survive.
They survived and they didn't use their Rift Herald, but to all RNG fans out there, you welcome your new Lord and Savior, you know, Mr. Meow up in the top lane. Solo killing Curse. Looks great so far. And RNG didn't have to use Rift Herald, so goodbye OMG to actually defend that play, but hopefully going to be able to find some pressure on Dragon once they come off their resets.
Curved on, by the way. Brittle is, yeah. Let's watch this
and
again.
Renekton has double buffs, which, you know, blue doesn't matter, but has the red buff. You'd expect him to do quite well. Oh, it's not red buff. It's Sunfire Gate.
I mean, Ord is a bloody unit, isn't he? That's all you can say about him. I know they may even, you know, what is he, an assassin, mage, whatever, but as we look back towards the bottom side, it is going to be the Dragon secured by OMG. TP used by Icon to help secure. That will just get him back to the mid lane now with Protobelt in hand. And OMG getting the Dragons early. If they can scale this game up, that's a big advantage.
Right, OMG now have a win condition sitting right in front of them, which is just pick up 2 more Drakes, and then the game should just be yours.
So for RNG, they're getting a bit antsy. The Herald now going to be dropped down by Shalom Bao. Was getting close to timing out.
And turret plates are about to disappear, so this is the perfect time to use it.
But having said that, even though this will go down in the mid lane as first turret blood, SMLZ's down the bottom side as Mink misses the hook there. Nice sidestep from Hacker. Herald going to get a second charge, but nothing else comes of it as now for the solo kill time. SMLZ says, let's go. Flash over the wall, matched here, and Betty's outmatched himself. SMLZ now on the grand chase out of there as a Dark Passage. Not there in time, a 1-for-1. But still an outclassing by SMLZ.
Betty was the consistent member in spring that we talked about, and that was anything but consistent coming out from Betty. Still great from SMLZ to find that kill, and just kind of asserting his dominance.
Showing us what Aphelios is capable of. Are you ready?
Oh, and Betty's actually the one that walks forward, so looks even worse. Of course, he does have that Severum, so going to heal up quite well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing to say here. Yeah. SMLZ gets surrounded by all the members of RNG. Cole tries to save him with the Lantern, but not there in time.
Anyway, moving away from bottom lane. Infinity Edge and Essence Reaver, that's what I'll leave it at there. First item picked up for both 80 carries. Just look at the gold, though. Oh, my God. That's exactly right. 1440 with top side and bottom side getting almost maximum value. And that gold went over to SMLZ. We saw before the damage he's starting to put out now with the Infinity Edge, building towards the second item. That's going to continue. Also has a 30 CS lead over Betty this game. So a much better start to the game that we didn't see in game 1.
Despite the fact that RNG been coming out ahead in the skirmishes, in terms of gold and objectives, it's all about OMG this game. When it comes to scaling, it's all about OMG this game. But for RNG fans, you do still have a lot of burst when it comes to the mid and later stages of the game. You still have, you know, big wombo combo teamfight ultimates if you do hit them. But we already saw what SMLZ could do with that last 1v1, and Icon is also going to start getting quite massive.
He's just going to pick up this wave first. He's going to be walking towards it, has the proto belt available, but Xiaohu's setting up there as well. Well, let's do this one again, but this time Curse has the Black Cleaver, and New, how confident is he? Well, gets the brittle, looking to slow things out, and a good dodge away from Curse. Really, really nice. No bellows breath for you. The solo kills returned.
I guess I got a bit ahead of myself with that last solo kill, but, you know, nice to see some back and forth and some life coming out from Curse.
Dodge away from Ming again. Bit of individuality shining through in this second game. There's 15 minutes in. The play can't be returned in the top side, and Curse with Demolish is going to do some real damage to this bottom side.
Curse just very competent top laner. We were talking about this a little bit of how even last split, right, when the Shy was doing quite well early in the split.
Death sentence for Trade Line. Cold going to be caught on a hound. Xiaolong Bao goes flying here. Is going golden. Xiaolong Bao's going to get a free kick right into the groin of Cold. That's one kill on the top side of the map around the Rift Herald. RNG finding success again.
RNG just doing a good job. Xiaolong Bao showing up in this game. Xiaolong Bao and Xiaohu at least doing a very good job in this game, but doesn't matter if you're the ones picking up the kills if OMG are always the ones who are able to translate that into an objective.
True. We'll have a look at this again because I think this is what we missed while solo kill was going on.
Yeah, so Icon's actually the one who tries to go in. Just doesn't know his own strength quite well enough, and RNG pick up pretty free kill.
Xiaohu picked up another. Look at that. 4-0 and 3. That's Spellbinder Syndra with Ludenzeka.
Pretty normal build right here. Xiaohu just trying to get as much value and damage as he can, looking to snowball in this game. But going back to an earlier point, I was talking about how Curse was one of the first top laners last split to really stand up to the Shy, get some solo kills back, and show like, hey, I'm a competent top laner. You know, you need to take me seriously.
I mean, OMG have produced some pretty good top laners. Remember Natural, before he was known as Ale, was on this OMG roster. And then they produced Curse, and he's been just as good, if not better, in certain situations. I want to note that while we were looking through that replay, it was actually OMG who secured the Rift Herald. And it is actually OMG with the gold lead here, so a much more impressive start yet again to reiterate. Xiaohu's still trying to push this turret down to bring some of that gold value back, but OMG is starting to match.
OMG are still ahead in terms of dragons, but some of this gold value is kind of deceiving because you look at the top and bottom side lane turrets, RNG can probably push those down whenever they want to get some of that gold back, but OMG definitely still in the lead.
Well, it might not be after this play comes through. Ming has found it out as Hacker gets at half health. Cold now caught out as well as the turnaround here. Icon gets kicked into the wall. Moonlight only onto one here as a response comes through. A 1-for-1 is New. Bringing in Call of the Forge God once again. Lines them up. Ming's low, but they don't care. They're running back on in. Health bars low themselves as SMLZ might be the carrier of this fight. Health bars blinking on RNG's side, but they take out enough of OMG to turn their heads towards the dragon.
I just want to say, if there was any time for someone to show us what Aphelios can do, that was SMLZ's chance.
I mean, maybe it's here. Ming is super low, but the engage to kill might actually turn around for RNG. Here, the knock-up finds SMLZ locked on down. Scatter the Weak hits 2 members. They try to find something, but unfortunately for OMG, you gave a double over to the Ornn.
And RNG finally get the kills and the objective, so making steps in the right direction. But going back to that earlier fight, you have your whole front line ahead of you. You would think SMLZ can start aggressively walking forward, especially because New used his Call of the Forge God quite late. So let's keep our eyes on SMLZ here. Okay, so he's trying to finish off the wave. He's still not here. He's kind of wasting a lot of clicks, walking back and forth around that area. Throws his ultimate too early, only hits one member. Then by the time he can really be any part of the fight, New uses that Call of the Forge God.
I really like that kick from Xiaolong Bao that forces Icon into the wall. He only gets one Moonlight Vigil. Not Moonlight Vigil, the Moon 4.
RNG played that fight very well.
Yeah.
But it definitely feels like there was room for SMLZ to improve there.
Especially here. Walking into the pillar, that's a no bueno. As good Scatter the Weak to line it up, so fault on OMG. Praise for RNG yet again here. And now with that gold lead, we've got an Ornn, remember, so that's going to get a little bit worse. The Scatter the Weak on top of Curse after the Unleashed Power. Teleport being brought in as Xiaolong Bao looks to Shadow, but Icon not going to follow this one up, simply keeps his top laner alive.
Like, Xiaohu's so ahead. One combo just did 75% of our Renekton's HP. He has Merc Shreds. He's making his way towards the Death Stance with help from the Black Cleaver.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he has resistances. He has health. Xiaohu's just so far ahead.
Level 13 over Icon's level 12. Hacker's now being caught out. What's going on? The Dark Passage there flashed towards, but they're going to find him, and SMLZ with the ulti to bullet time. Not going to land because of that nice flash, but again, SMLZ getting caught on out, and RNG catching OMG by the tail.
RNG just finding the picks they need, and they have a small gold lead right now, right? It's about 2K. They're going to get some more gold from this turret, but we really need to see OMG slow down. Yeah. Icon still isn't even at the 2-item mark yet.
We're going to get to a point where OMG show us that they can control this game. Well said. We've got a 3K gold lead now brewing after what was an early game up to this point of OMG contesting and even leading in gold, which was good to see. And now even this suboptimal Herald placed at base is going to run right down mid with SMLZ maybe to catch it.
Yeah, just no chance for them to use it, giving RNG time to walk up. They should be able to just kind of disrupt that quite easily.
Colonel, what are you thinking here? His thumbs always go to the side, right? I'm not sure if he's up or down.
You know, one thing I'm thinking is, I just want to stop seeing Dianas in the LPL.
Really?
We've seen it time and time again. You lose so much pressure in the early game. Your team's able to do so much around it. We're not even seeing a point where it does strong in these skirmishes.
I will say, I think Scout has been the best Diana, especially in spring. And with Scout, like, the skirmishes.
When you think of Scout, you think of champions like the Sylas, the Diana, and the Irelia. All looked really clean in spring.
Yeah, okay. Oh, look, I'll heed your warning, especially about this Diana here, because I think Icon playing well or playing bad is kind of the lesson I've learned about OMG in the past. It's all about Icon, and his performance really mirrors what OMG you're going to see.
To be fair, though, it only takes one massive play to change our opinion, right?
True.
One, like, huge engage on the Diana, finds, you know, tons of damage, gets a triple or quadra kill. That can change the game.
Because, again, the onus is on RNG for this game, right? Yes. If OMG can slow this pace down yet again, if we can get to the point of 3, maybe the 4th item, especially for the side of SMLZ, this game goes very differently and we go to a game 3.
I think we say 3 items right now. If OMG can hit that 3-item mark, you know, they're looking pretty good in this game.
On Icon, right?
Of course, yep. On Icon as well. SMLZ is going to hit that quite soon, but you want Icon to get there as well. Of course, Curse, not going to be much of a champion in the later stage of the game, but as long as you are a body between SMLZ and the enemy team, that's enough.
True. Stop that Syndra from getting knee. Stop the Lee Sin from getting that kickoff as well. Xiaolongbao and Xiaohu are pretty damn massive here. Note the 3 items for Xiaohu with the Spellbinder at 100 stacks. Whoever gets caught next is dead, also, no matter who it is.
The Void Staff, right? So yeah, going to begin through a lot of those resistances, and even looking up towards the top lane, sure, this game new does have that frozen fist, but it actually makes sense just from the fact that Icon is probably doing no damage to him in any of these team fights.
Speak of the devil. Flanking position here, ready for the dragon. This is Ocean stacking up. And OMG have left him in this position unawares to RNG.
Ooh. Oh, Icon actually afraid of Xiaolongbao.
They engage here on OMG. Will they die before OMG have a say with this Diana?
I mean, they are pretty tanky, right? You have the Trundle's going to steal the orange resistances. The Renekton's be quite big once he uses that Dominus.
Well, Icon's now stuck his way in front of the dragon. Ming can't get the engage. Icon's still here, grouping up with the rest of OMG. And we're on the mini Butcher's Bridge. Betty going to be joining soon enough. Dragon aggroed. Icon going to be spotted out on the ward here.
Now they know where they are, so now RNG can play a bit safer.
Betty's pulling back as well. Call the Forge God there. OMG send their soul lanes into the pit, but meanwhile, there goes Hacker. 4 versus 5 with Ming fighting the engage. Has to flash away and he dies as well. Icon now on the back, but Xiaolongbao keeping him busy. Dragon still aggroed. Icon flashes away. OMG, the numbers are now even, but with no jungler, this dragon's gone. It's flashing forward. It's Xiaohu yet again, but he gets pulled on in with the bullet time coming in. Can't save the mid lane, and Xiaolongbao follows up as well. Finds a kill, and the second one. Icon now going to get hammered into the ground as well. Triple kill here for Xiaolongbao as Mew. I don't know what that flash was, but they don't care. RNG, it's 3 versus 1, and here comes Aphelios.
I'm just saying, as an Aphelios, that's like a pretty good one to beat.
And he's got Severum. Doesn't matter. Mew gonna hit him pretty hard, but I'm glad he dies in the end, as I'm sure all 200-year lovers are. RNG win the fight. They get the dragon. They take the massive gold lead.
That fight was pretty confusing, too, because it feels like RNG could have been more aggressive. Of course, Betty saw that Icon and Curse had jumped over the dragon pit, so he was a bit scared, but Xiaohu took a pretty strange way going over the wall in front of Blue, so wasn't able to follow up on the fight. We do see here, walks forward, throws out the Scout of the Week, walks around now, leaves him in a really awkward position to where maybe you could have been killing Curse right now if you were closer. And then he just gets so ahead of himself. We see Icon flash over, and we see Xiaohu just aggressively walk forward, doesn't wait for New, doesn't wait for Xiaolongbao, just flashes in.
He was feeling it, I think, at that point, and yeah, just flashed right into a hook.
Had he been feeling it like, 20 seconds sooner, I feel like that could have worked out.
That's true. As Icon just gets kicked yet again. Xiaolongbao, meanwhile, 9-1-8. This Lee Sin has a serrated Dirk, and why not? At this point, feeling pretty good as we're getting an item comparison between Icon and Xiaohu yet again.
Do you feel like you've seen a lot of Orns that get triple and quadruple Ocean Drakes? Like, you see Orns get 4 Ocean Souls quite often? Because I feel like I do. I
mean, you're right. They've become even more unkillable than they already are. But Baron's been started here. OMG around the pit to contest. Now, you need a big steal from Hacker here as Pillar goes down, but Ming has kept them busy. Orn secures the Baron, and no kill taken, but call the Forge God. RNG want to turn this one around. Lined on up nicely onto SMLZ. RNG consistent here with Scout of the Week used again. Knocking on up. It's Ming who finds the kill. They send the ulti to the side while Curse has to run away. Left in a 4 versus 5 for 30 seconds with the Baron buff. RNG say, next, please.
Can we respect the amount of disrespect that Ming had at the start of that? Just standing over the blast plant saying, like, I don't care, you can't walk up to me, I'll hit this in it. Like, thank you, Ming.
Thank you, Ming, apparently. Baron's going to be used here. There's not even a reset. RNG just want to push this one down. They're not going to find the end as Curse is holding the minion wave back in that mid lane. But they break open inhibitor. They've got that 6k gold advantage at 27 minutes in the game. And it's looking like an RNG setup to 2-0 OMG to kick off this split.
One thing we really have to appreciate is Xiaolongbao and Xiaohu. We set them as the focus coming into the series. They both look great in both games, and they're really the catalyst for this team, doing so well. And if they're going to have a top-tier split, if they're going to compete with teams like Top Esports and JDG, Xiaohu and Xiaolongbao need to be the prime mid-jungle duo.
And it needs to be more than just the game against OMG, right? It needs to be more than just a series. It needs to continue forward. So we keep that in mind while at this point, we've been very critical of OMG because our expectations in this series were that OMG would challenge the RNG we saw at the end of the split. We'd see OMG, who Icon finding his form, SMLZ and Cold, one of the better bottom lanes in the LPL. And even Curse, his individuality is strong with Hacker, who's joined this team in spring. We haven't got that here in this series. It's a concern for the OMG fans. One that needs to be managed going forward. As we see a teleport coming through and Hacker caught out under the turret. The depth charge used. Double knock up as the Dark Passage is going to be blocked away. Good Scout of the Week call. The Forge got used to kill him. And New setting himself up on this RNG team. OMG getting cornered without their jungler for 35 seconds.
RNG can just keep pushing, and they could probably just look to dive and even maybe try to end here.
They're not scared about the turrets. New is so damn tanky here with his third item in the zone play. The ball time comes through, and the kick comes as well. Xiaolongbao finds SMLZ, and without that 80 carry, it looks like RNG are going to end it here. Curse trying to delay and slow down time as he finds Xiaohu. Right in the middle, the Dominus doing some work. Curse has to walk away. The Dark Passage saves his life until that auto comes through. Now Icon feels it as well. Great Moonfall. In fact, maybe to keep the game going, but Xiaohu's way too big. What am I saying? It's RNG who take a 2-0 here to end the night against OMG in Week 1.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought, what is this guy saying? This game is over, but great showing coming from RNG. I love the